Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another read.
Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is gonna be a pick a card reading. We're gonna be asking the question, what changes are you avoiding, and what would come if you did make the changes? I'm gonna do something with the end part. Like I'm not quite sure how to make the end part, but basically what we want to know is what happens if I do these changes? What do I get out of this? So that's what we're looking for, basically. So whatever changes you may be avoiding, what comes next if I change them? You know, how will my life change? So that's what we're doing here. I don't even have a rant today. It was just a good day. I gotta get a shape up if you can't tell. So it's a little early, maybe like 8:30 right now. So I'm about to do this recording, then I'm gonna run to the barbershop, then I'm gonna try to do some other things. I gotta finish up a birth chart reading. So that's something I'm about to be adding to my services. I'll be doing birth chart readings. So if you want any of that, email me for that. Depends on how much of a reading you want me to do, because there are going to be different tiers for it. So the pricing will change. I think that's it. So 4 piles, take a look at them. As always, thanks to those people who be liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, getting involved. Thank all of y'all for being here with me on this journey. Thanks to those people who booked those personal readings. It's still active for the $25 readings until July 7th. Today is July 2nd, so we got 5 more days. So, you know, get at me if you want those. And I think that is it. So, 4 piles. Take a look at these piles. We got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Take a second. I'm gonna get started over here with pile 1. Boom, pile 1. So, pile 1. What changes are you avoiding, and what would come if you did change them? Oh, okay. I'm so glad. Sometimes I'd be so glad when they make them so clear, because other times I'd be like, dang, I gotta piece it together, put it together. But this one's pretty clear, and I like it. Okay, so you would definitely get a new perspective. There would be some type of transformation. I feel like it would be a change in the way that you trust people, or the way that you enjoy yourself. Like you would see, I feel like you would see trust issues from a different perspective, or you would see circumstances or experiences from a different perspective. You know, more of like an empowering type of perspective. So let's go with the signs real quick. We got Libra, Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces again. All right. But this will give you more confidence to become yourself, to be your more truer self, to take a look or observe your principles, the things that keep you grounded, or the things that keep you what you consider stable, safe. All right. Balancing spirituality and practicality in this case. And it would probably have to do with love as well, because I think of it because you got love connected to it, and thoughts of love. So your principles around love, or around connections, or your feelings around getting closer to people, intimacy. Right? This is kind of like intimacy here. Your principles about that, because there's change here, so you don't do well with change. So it's probably like new people. So you probably have a guard about letting new people in, and a fear of really relaxing around people you aren't really intimate with, or very comfortable with. It could be an energy of you sometimes projecting on them either a heavier or a lighter scent or a lighter energy than what they are. So people who may be bad for you, you may project them as someone who needs more of your love. People who may be good for you, you may project them as being someone you can't trust, and they're not fully engaged or fully involved. So you may need to look at your principles in another light. You may need to relook at them, not necessarily scrap them, but you may need to really fine tooth comb through them and be aware of them, because change is coming. So this, what it is about you dealing with old past previous behaviors or beliefs, in terms of, because we got watch and wait. So in terms of how you expect things to be, watch and wait is usually about having a predetermined or a predisposed idea of how things should be or how things will be, and not really being open to it. So with watch and wait, it's an advice to sit and observe before you really make a judgment on things. It's not always one way. It's not always cut and dry or always clear. So it's saying that allow change, allow fluidity to come into your life. Embrace fluidity. This is teaching you resilience, and this is teaching you, because your third eye chakra is being activated in this. So what's being activated, or what's being healed, is your solar plexus and your third eye chakra, which has to do with the way that you see yourself. So this is about seeing yourself in a more confident light, seeing yourself in a more authentic light. So there's no fear that needs to be had here. They want you to become more witty and social and find more fun, because what it would bring you is either releasing old friendships that you didn't feel safe and protected around because death is here. So this could be ending of old relationships, or this could be a transmuting of trust issues. You could be looking at things from a different perspective. So if you do that, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be an ending of your trust issues. You're going to be releasing your trust issues and your fear of allowing others to get closer to you. And this is going to allow you to see things from a higher perspective, to be able to melt the two ideologies together, or to melt the two, I want to say, like, opposing beliefs together. So you may have a belief that, because it says balancing spirituality and practicality. Balancing spiritual practicality, I remember one time reading it as, in a love reading, I read it one time as seeing people for who they can be in the spiritual world, but appraising them or assessing them with where they are right now in the 3D. So sure, they could be this loving, nurturing, caring, compassionate type of person, but right now they may not be that. Right now they may be this hurt little girl or hurt little boy who's trying to find their way right now. And balancing spirituality and practicality is about becoming aware of that, noticing when people aren't quite where you would like them to be, and not projecting on them where you hoped or expect them to be. This is more like allowing like going with the flow of life in a sense, but not having already created an expectation of what will or what won't be, or what is right or what is wrong in this manner. This is allowing that structure that you've built over time to fall and collapse, and allowing space for something new to be built here. With the Mercury and thoughts, this is changing your thoughts on love. This is changing your thoughts on what is pleasing. This is also changing your thoughts possibly on business. This could also do with business as well, because Venus, I always think of Venus as your business way, or your things of doing, like how you handle your business in terms of like I think like Fortune 500. So this is how you handle your business, your Venus sign. This is going to be a time for you to surrender and become more present, because that's what the Hangman reverse for me is about. It's about becoming present. So in the reverse, he's usually just seeing it from his perspective, which is oddly different than everybody else's. So in reverse, you're starting to see it similar to how others are seeing it. So it's like you guys are coming in unison. So this will allow you to come closer to people, because then you guys will be sharing on the same frequency of seeing the relationships, or seeing the friendships, or seeing the situations from the same light, from the same type of lens. So that's what's going to be coming if you do this. You might be occurring in an energy where you feel like you need to control. You may need to control how other people see you, or how other people view your principles. Or you may feel like you need to control how other people think about you, or how they view your communication style, or how they view your ideas, or how they view your perception, like how you see things. So you may be kind of like guarding yourself or defending yourself against that, wherein that other people may not see the truth of what your thoughts or what your perception is in life. Maybe you're trying to defend that, or maybe you're trying to protect that, because it's just the energy of feeling like you're very confused, like the way that you're doing things aren't right to you. It may feel like that, but that's not the case. It's saying that you need to be more present and allow your mind to clear, so that way you can hear the noise from outside that isn't your thoughts. All right. So you're just worried too much about what others are saying, because it says here, is someone overly loud and irritatingly aggressive with you? And then it says, you have so much beauty. Are you ready for others to admire it? So this is kind of like you closing off, because 3 of Cups sometimes can be about like staying away from other people, not going out, not enjoying yourself, not allowing camaraderie to come into your life. And with the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Cups is right after the 2 of Cups, and 2 of Cups is like a soulmate bond. So a 3 of Cups is similar to a friendship that's a soulmate as well, or 2 of Cups. A 3 of Cups could be a soulmate friendship. It can be soulmate comrades, or people who are close to you. Social events where people really get to know you on a higher level, or they at least like connect with you on a deeper emotional sense. So it's something like that is what I'm picking up here. This is what's going to be coming in. You releasing that feeling of not trusting people, not wanting people to get closer to you, not really wanting to enjoy yourself. Sometimes being a bit overindulgent. That's going to end. That energy of being overindulgent, maybe even spaced out. Because now I'm looking at her as kind of spaced out. So maybe that energy of being overindulgent. Oh, this could be like overindulgent as a way of kind of like suppressing how you feel about things. So if you're doing that, this will be an ending to that. But this is also the energy of like allowing other people, like kind of like taking a peek and looking at what you were afraid of. You know what I mean? Like this girl's looking behind the curtain. And so to me, this is like she's kind of taking a peek to see and look and see if she's making sense of what she's afraid of, you know, taking a risk in a sense. You know, just, but this isn't really taking a risk. This is like, maybe I'm not seeing this clearly. Let me look at this again and look at this from a, you know, maybe let me look behind this facade of what I thought it was. Let me really look at it from a genuine place. You know, because that's what the sacred, I mean, not the sacred, that's what the solar plexus represents. It represents having a more authentic view of things. Like, let me see it from a more clearer vision or a clearer view. Let me make sure I'm checking like it has real integrity. Like, make sure that it really is what I think it is. You know, because this is like not just living on an assumption. You know what I mean? This is really getting down to like investigate. Because I think of Scorpio energy as like digging deeper, getting deeper into the deeper matters. So you're gonna be digging deeper, checking your own perceptions, getting more information. You know, you may have a struggle with challenging information that challenges your principles. And this is what you need to change. Being open to that, being open to having more gratitude, you know, because I just seen gratitude. So being open to having more gratitude, you know, and relaxing, going with the current of life. Because watch and wait is like going with the current of life, allowing things to happen and me not having a predisposed idea of what will be. It may not be. If I've never experienced this outside of my comfort zone and I haven't experienced every event that has happened in life, I can't for sure say that when I go over here in this area or I be around these people that things will go right or wrong. Instead, I have to wait and see. And this is that. This is like a wait and see type of moment or type of energy that you need to come into. Instead of already judging or basing what you think things will be and projecting on them either a lighter or a heavier load, instead, go with the flow and see what it is. Investigate, dig deeper, allow people to get closer so that you can know what you're looking at. Sometimes we base this on things that have happened to us in the past. And what it's just teaching you is to push through. So sure, you may have been hurt, or maybe you've been, you know, betrayed, or you've been disappointed, or if you haven't even gotten to those stages of life yet, it's still an energy of not wanting to, seeing it happen to other people and feeling like, well, I'm going to control my friendships and my dynamics so that things don't happen that way, you know, so that situations don't go awry in a way where I'm not able to, you know, stand up and be the leader or be in charge of. If I'm not able to control the way that things happen or the way that people see them, then I'm not there. And that's how it kind of comes off, you know what I mean? It's an energy of you needing to just observe the principles that you've created. They may not be necessarily efficient for you anymore. It's time now to find new values. And this may entail having to do with your sensuality or a level of like self-care or a level of self-love, because I think of Venus as like a self-love and thoughts of it. So you may be thinking of new thoughts of self-love. You may be looking at yourself in a more loving light, because third eye chakra represents your clarity. It represents also how you see yourself in the world. And you're going to be seeing yourself as more of an individual, more independent, more courageous, more prideful, not as super egoic, but more pride, like more pride in yourself, like knowing your value. You're going to see yourself with a clearer vision, a clearer lens. You're no longer going to see yourself in this distorted picture where, you know, that were based on your old beliefs. You know what I mean? And that's what that Pisces energy is, that distorted energy. It's, you know, it's watery. It's like I need to be present in order to get the most out of the lesson. If I look at what's headed in front of me and what's behind me, I'm going to get lost and I'm going to be confused, and it's not going to look real, because Pisces energy is a mixing between reality and dreams. And sometimes they can't tell the difference. So sometimes they have unrealistic expectations. So this could be that type of energy. Even if you're not a Pisces, I'm just representing it because Pisces was the first card out. And it usually deals with not having clear set boundaries or not seeing things for like the practical basis, like what was going on, not looking at situations from a more practical approach. All right, and that's what they want you to do. Like, be more practical about your approaches. He says these changes will take you even closer to where you're meant to be. So this is going to allow you to get outside of your comfort zone, and to see, for sure, a different perspective. But this is going to allow you to work on that trust issue that you have with people, allowing people to be closer to you. This is going to give you that merriment and that feeling of camaraderie and feeling of security or safety around like-minded people. So it's going to just bring in more like-minded people for you. And this is going to definitely fulfill you in an emotional sense. All right. So let's go over the signs one more time, and I'm going to read your advice. So we have Pisces, we have Libra, we have Taurus, we have Virgo, we have Gemini, we have Scorpio, and we have Pisces again. So here's your advice. Prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. So, Part 1, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house. Okay. Boom. Part 2. So, part 2. What changes are you avoiding, and what would come next if you did? Oh, another good one. This is another easy one. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So this could be in work and in relationships. All right, it's looking like work and love. Okay, so let's go over the signs real quick. We got Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Libra. Okay. Okay, so two things. One, you might not really believe in love. You might be more of a runner. All right. You might be more of a person who engages in just casual. Not saying that you do, but you may. Because I see unstable, and I see luck is on your side next to time to release negativity, which usually represents holding on to some type of past regret or past resentment, some type of past traumatic experience. But it also represents sexy time or release, sexual release. So that's the first thing out. And with luck is on your side, you may be a person who gets lucky often when it comes to sex. It could be a person who's like, I think of like Cupid's arrow whenever I see the bow and arrow. So you could be very lucky when it comes to sex. But you could be a person who runs afterwards. With promotion here, this could be with work. All right. And then, so if it's a change that you need to make, it's about believing in your abilities to promote yourself or to move up faster and work. All right, because you have believing yourself in reverse. So the changes that you need to have are being more curious about your natural abilities, your talents, your skills, your confidence, boosting that. Oh, damn, oh yeah, I do. I got the heart chakra here. Okay, so this is about being receptive as well. And it's right under time to release negativity, which has to do with, like I said, guilt, shame, regretment, even jealousy, or possessiveness, obsession. So it's about healing that. All right, this is what you would need to heal. This is a change that you would need to do. Because with Come to the Edge, I think of her as a runner, person who breaks hearts and leaves them in the dust. So you may need to be working on that, healing that. Oh, or promoting, like, okay, moving up. So you may need to be changing relationships where you just kind of like, hump them and dump them and then, move on to the next one. This one is more about they want you to change and start looking to move up in situations, to like promote relationships to a higher level, to a higher, because with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this is usually about not seeing the potential in things, and that would be why you're running. And they would want you to promote the things that you feel like don't have potential. Okay, but in the same light, they would also want you this, because what it's also doing, the changes that would also come from this is the ability to recognize when you're holding on to things that no longer are going to produce the results that you're looking for, when they're no longer going to show you the manifestation of the work that you've put in. You become more aware of that. Because maybe with running, you don't even really get to experience or really even get to examine the behaviors behind it. It says, what is keeping you from expressing yourself to others? And the older you get, the less you suffer fools gladly. So that you're learning. So this is about you learning, you know what I mean? Learning what is unstable in terms of intimacy. Because Scorpio rules intimacy. So yours has to do with intimacy and seeing the value of things that you may have put time and effort into, or that you may not have seen potential in and didn't put any time and effort into. And doing a lot more soul searching and reevaluating about what I want to say what your beliefs are, but I don't feel like it's your beliefs. I feel like more like your needs, because Scorpio rules intimacy needs. So it has to probably do with your needs. There may be conflicting energies, one of you wanting to be ever so close to people, and one of you wanting to be very free flowing or very independent and able to experience and explore and see whatever is out there. So it's that mixed energy of like, yo, I really want you to be fully engaged and fully involved, or it could even be in work, wanting to be fully engaged, fully involved, yet looking at this from a bigger perspective and like, well, there are so many other jobs, there are so many other experiences, there are so many other lovers or relationships that I can get into that, it just seems never ending. And so it's that energy of feeling like you need to promote, situations or promote a relationship or promote, maybe even, I even think about you having some type of talent or skill that allows you to maybe quit a job, quit a career that you don't like, because there's that energy of coming to the edge is about taking a risk, taking a leap forward and trusting that spirit will catch you. So this is what the soul searching is. If you decide to make these changes, you would go through an area of soul searching, of checking your beliefs, of looking through them, kind of like Power One, where you're combing through those beliefs and seeing, does this fit with me? Is this who I am? Is this what I've come into? Is this where I'm comfortable at? Because with this is going to challenge your growth. We got a five of wands here, which is like a challenge. It could be sometimes a challenge for the things that we really want, for our desires. You know what I mean? And sometimes with five of wands in reverse, it deals with not knowing how to creatively express yourself. So having intense emotions and not knowing how to express yourself. So that's what you would be healing. You'd be working through that. You'd be reevaluating the ways that you express yourself or that you suppress your feelings and don't allow them to come out. Because it's also saying that here, what is keeping you from expressing yourself to others? All right. But this will allow you to come into some level of clarity or some level of truth, and maybe even offer an olive branch to someone. You know what I mean? You could be a person who gets very easily bored. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like, like I don't believe that this is going anywhere, or like I don't believe in my talents and my skills and abilities. So say you work at a job that you really don't like, or that pays you good, and it may be okay. It's not hard, right? Because I don't think that you would work a hard job or a difficult job, but it may not be the job that you feel is meant for where you want to go. You know what I mean? It may just pay the bills. It may pay more than the bills. It may get you stuff that you like, but you may not necessarily feel, like at home with it, because there's the energy of wanting to run. So this could be like in relationships and in work, because I feel like it's both. All right, I feel like it's both. I feel like it's relationships and work, because promotion is here for me. And promotion in here can be like promoting new ideas, creating new ideas, but it can also be like moving forward, progressing something. So you could be progressing something here, and luck is on your side. So it's like you could be progressing in any relationship. You could be progressing in any creative venture that you have, and luck would be on your side. You know what I mean? Because you had the ability to do so. Because with Scorpio energy, that's that focused energy. It's intent, it's strong, intense, passionate energy, right? Towards whatever goal is you're shooting at. And with Sagittarius energy, that's like a sure shoe-in to win. Right? And that's what you would pretty much be having. This is what you need to heal, though, is that energy of not believing that you have this talent and skill. You have this natural talent and skill and ability. You just don't believe in it. And that's what they want you to heal. This is what they want you to change about yourself, because it's going to provide a new level of clarity and a higher understanding of who you are. All right? This is going to allow you to become more acceptant, but more, I almost want to say free flowing. But I think you're already in that type of energy anyway, as a free-flowing type of energy. So I'm feeling like it's going to have you in more of like a self-awareness, maybe more like a self-aware, because a heart chakra could also be about compassion for self and compassion for other people, and sometimes slowing it down for yourself so that you can internalize, or so that you can metabolize. Maybe is metabolize the word I'm looking for, where you can basically allow the feelings to kind of like flow through you, dissipate maybe. But anyway, yeah, because it's like they want you to get in touch with your feelings, get in touch with emotions, feel your feelings, feel your emotions. You know what I mean? Become more knowledgeable about your skills or about your talents, so that you can feel more confident. So maybe you need to do more research, because Gemini does represent research, and Sagittarius does too. Sagittarius is a teacher. They're a broad-minded teacher. And Gemini can be a teacher as well. They're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. They're both on the same axis. So one represents the minute or the micro, and one represents the macro, the larger. So you have the energy of understanding things from a small perspective to a larger, grander scale. So you're one of those people that can do that. You can scale up your work, or you can scale down your work, and you know how to do it properly. So they want you to believe in this ability to do these things. They want you to believe in these abilities to be very knowledgeable and very teachable, or teaching, being a teacher. They want you to be a teacher. Maybe you are a teacher. They want you to be some type of teacher, all right, that has to do with allowing people to get closer, or some type of intimacy, or recognizing when things no longer have the potential. So maybe you could be like a life coach, or like maybe even a banker, or like, maybe not a banker, maybe you could be a banker though. But I would think of it like as an investor, someone who lets people know when is a good time to invest, or when is a good time, like what has potential. This has potential to move forward. You would gain newer clarity on when things have potential and when they're not, when you're putting needless energy into things and when you're not. This will give you more I want to say self-belief. Because the heart chakra is here to make you feel more aware within yourself. So you may not be aware of your natural talents and skills and abilities, or you just don't believe in them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just what I want to say. If you work a job, I feel like what they're inquiring you to do is to believe that you can create your own wealth, that you can create your own abundance, or that you can take a risk and you can get the promotion that you're looking for. So if you're in a job that you really love, then you could take a risk and believe that you're talented enough, skilled enough, that you're ingenuitive enough. Is that a word? Ingenuitive? I mean ingenuity, meaning that you have cutting edge ideas or beliefs that can help move us forward. So you may be that type of person. You know what I mean? But they want you to take care also of your body. Focus more on like your health and your body. These changes will allow you to be free. They're gonna allow you to. I want to say roar, because I'm looking at them roar. Like a lot of them are like roaring. So they want you to like roar. So this is about your confidence and trusting in yourself and your ability to get things done. That's what they really want you to do, to recognize, because it's going to give you some type of clarity and see yourself from a real perspective, or from a higher perspective, seeing that you have the abilities to get what it is that you want and you desire. You're just holding yourself back. So if you made the switch to releasing the resentment and that shame or that guilt, or even jealousy, if there's jealousy there, releasing that fear of intimacy, or allowing others to get closer and like connect with you on an emotional level, and promoting, moving forward in relationships, this would actually allow you to see the truth and get more fair and balanced relationships. So maybe you don't see potential in relationships, or you don't see potential in certain dynamics, and so you may ghost them, you may leave. Well, I don't say ghost, but you may leave, because with this coming to the edge, she's leaving hearts. She's leaving hearts. All right, so that's what I'm really picking up. Like, you might be like a heartbreaker, and you might leave people, and this is all. If you stop doing that, it's gonna challenge you. It's gonna challenge the growth and allow you to grow in an exponential way. It's gonna help you express how you truly feel. So sitting still and internalizing your feelings is going to allow you to be able to express them easily, and allow you not to always get stuck in situations where they don't have the potential that you're looking for, or they're not able to manifest, or they're not growing, or they're not moving forward. Where you may feel like you don't want to be persistent. You may learn to be more persistent in moving forward with relationships, or moving forward with your ideas. So if you have certain ideas that would like to take you to the next level, they're telling you, take a risk. take a chance to promote these ideas, to push these ideas that you have. They have potential. You just haven't really looked at them as seeing potential. You just thought of them as like, this is impossible. I'm just going to do something else. You're just holding yourself back. And if you take a risk, it's going to create more soul searching, because it's going to create you looking at yourself from a deeper level like, hey, I can do this. I have this. Luck is on my side. I have the skills and abilities. I'm a teacher. I understand this up, down, left, and right. Let me do this. I'm the one. So this is what will come for you if you do this, a sense of clarity, a higher knowing, an inner knowing that will come out and it will expose itself to you. But let's look at this real quick. Let's go over the signs one more time, and then I'm going to give you the advice. So we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra. Here's your advice. Prayer. Dear God, help me always remember that this life is but a present fleeting moment within eternity. Help me always to remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. And then at the bottom we have oneness. Someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember, dearest one, even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually, those we love never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. So, Power 2, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and this Leo in the third house. Boom, Power 3. So, Power 3, what changes are you avoiding, and what would come if you did change them? Okay, so you could be a Pisces, you could be a Libra, you could be a Gemini, you could be a Taurus, could be a Virgo, could be a Cancer, could be a Scorpio, could be an Aquarius, could be a Leo. I did not see Virgo, but I accidentally said Virgo. I don't know why, so maybe you're a Virgo. Okay, because there's no Virgo signs here. All right. But I get good luck is going to come, and a new perspective. Well, not a new perspective, fixing your fears. And this will bring you some level of abundance. Right? You may have to be, I think like you'll release control or the need to overdrive each other. Because what it is like you're needing to challenge or you're needing to change this godlike figure or this godlike energy you have, this God complex that you may have. All right, which is the energy of needing to use everything within your power, everyone within your range. You may need to change your for sure it needs to change your perspectives, because we got building blocks in reverse, which is about building on faulty foundations or using other people's beliefs to build your security. With commitment is tested as your first card out, and a new romantic cycle approaches. And forgiveness. So you need to change forgiveness. You might have felt like you didn't deserve something. Obstacles, overcome an obstacle. So Rhino Spirit. We got Rhino Spirit here. And with the moon lined up to it. Thoughts and stuff. So this has to do with your shadows. All right? Your shadows. So you're needing to overcome your shadow side. Your emotional fears. All right? Emotional fears. Intuitive fears. Things that you feel but are afraid to express, things that you are afraid to move forward in. I feel like you're afraid of trying the unknown or going into things where you feel like you no longer want to persist. I no longer want to proceed. I no longer want to put the time and effort. This is a bad investment. I've put as much as I feel like I'm going to put in here. They feel like you're a user. So that's what it feels like at this time. It feels like you're using people as a way or a means of gaining what it is that you want. And this could just be romantically. This could be in a romantic sense, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. This could also be like in like business or like friendships. I think I like close partnerships, because a new romantic cycle can sometimes just be about friends, but it can also be about you taking care of yourself. So that might be what you need to do, because with Ishtar, this is about putting putting in your best effort, and sometimes that not even being enough, and you may need to use all the powers that you have, use the universe's powers, and use friends and energies from them around, from other people who are around you. You may need to use their energy as well to develop what it is that you're trying to develop. And it's maybe a learning curve to this as well. But I feel like it has to do with love as well. Like it's two different energies. So maybe they're coincided with your commitment, because maybe you're having an issue with committing. You know what I mean? So a new romantic cycle could just mean like maybe you're having different partners, or you're having different starts every time, or you're needing to commit to something. Is what they really want. They want you to change this need of committing to either new partners regularly, or keeping a cycle of new partners, because I feel like that now. I feel like it's a cycle of new partners, or keeping the same partners going. You could keeping the same relationships going. Things that you've seen were no longer producing, or weren't producing any results. You were still keeping them. You were being stagnant in them, not moving forward with them. Kind of like the last power where they weren't progressing. This one is a little bit different, because this one is like still sometimes pushing forward anyway, and at other times being afraid. So you fluctuate between, being like headstrong and just going to make it happen, even if it's not showing you results of it being stable or reliable or steady. You may push forward anyway, and if it sometimes, even if it does show what you're looking for, or it's looking like what you're looking for, you may slow it down, want to bring it to a halt. We're moving kind of fast. Let me just look around a little bit more. So it's kind of like that energy of like you being toxic to yourself, because that's what I felt like. I seen the black. Whenever I see black, I always think of shadow side. And then we have the moon down here in reverse, which is like unleashing fears, becoming clear about what your fears are. But this is also like dealing with intimacy. And that's what commitment is being tested is. You're having to deal with intimacy, of either ending things or allowing new things to come in. And that's that Libra energy of being both, of maybe keeping old things around and not moving into the new energy because you don't see potential in any new opportunities or new perspectives. New prospects, or moving like slowing down situations where it could be very stable, sturdy, and reliable, but they're not fitting how you expect them to fit. Because for me, Pisces represents expectations, unrealistic expectations. So you may have that. You may be kind of building on faulty foundations, or not even building anything stable at all. And that's why your commitment is being tested. It says, are you worried about the future and not enjoying life in the present moment? So you're too serious about commitment, maybe? So either you're too serious about, okay, because it's both, because we got Libra energy. Whenever I see Libra energy, I know it's both. So you're either too serious about being committed to people, or not serious enough about being committed to people. And they're wanting you to find a happy balance in between, and not using other people's beliefs or other people's standards, gold standards, as your way of considering yourself stable, or for you to build your beliefs on. They don't want you to build your stability on other people's perceptions or beliefs. The moon here is about you facing your fears and lucky things happening in your favor, because we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Lucky things happening in your favor. You taking charge of the situations where you felt like there was no potential, or that this wasn't growing in the direction that you were hoping for. That's what's going to come. It says, if you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. So you could be holding on, because you got forgiveness here too. And it says your commitment is being tested. And then I have divination here. So you could be working on some type of divination, and that could be, or some type of spiritual belief. And that is something that needs to be committed to. You need to be taking that wholeheartedly. That's a change that's important for you, because they're saying that's going to be very renewing, or it's going to bring a renewal into your life. They want you to forgive and realize that you're protected, that these circumstances for you were for your higher good or for your higher purpose. It says you are finding balance as you see what resonates and what does not. With clear sight, you are safe and protected. It says allow the labels of judgment to disappear. See the situations and individuals through your heart and forgive yourself. And that's what it says. And if you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. And it says, are you worried about the future and not enjoying the present moment? So they want you to be present in the moment, not focused on what's going to happen next. So you might be too pressed about relationships, about being committed, about, having things stable, sturdy, foundational. Like that's a big thing for you. You're worried about certain interest. Certain interests. What interest would you be worried about? maybe having to do with authority or having to do with status, because I see the chariot, and I think of the chariot as like an authoritarian, a police officer, somebody who's like a civil servant, or someone who's like an authority where people respect them. You know, not like the emperor, because he's not like a my way or highway, but this is someone who's somebody who's inspiring. You know, someone who's very focused. So you may be relaxing that need to be too super focused on what's coming next. You may relax that need to know what's going to happen next. You may go with the flow of life, similar to what these last few piles were, because that's what we're really meant to be going with, the flow of life. That's part of change. You know, so what was once stable to you before is no longer stable. You're moving into an area of needing to change. And with Pisces energy, or this Ishtar energy, is about knowing how to use all those moving parts at one time and using them to the best of your ability, and even getting help, calling on help if you need to. So you may be a person who likes to do things on your own, tries to overcome situations on your own, and maybe get hung up a lot. And what they want you to do is to realize that you don't deserve that type of energy. All right. Forgive this. Forgive what's happened in the past, because a lot of it is based on what other people have given you as what you consider. They've given it like you certain beliefs or certain ideologies which you've used to build something that is no longer stable to you. It hasn't actually produced the fruits that you're looking for. It hasn't actually gave you the foundations or the relationships that you're looking for. And so you're needing to overcome them by slowing it down, slowing the pace down, and taking a risk of going forward into situations where, or going forward into, I want to say, emotional situations where you're not quite sure what's going to happen, but just going with the flow. I know that doesn't sound real reassuring, but that's what it seems like. The saying, like, say goodbye to what happened in the past and go with the flow of new situations, or go with the flow of emotional situations that you want. Like, go towards your fear of emotional intimacy. Move towards that, because this is going to give you the luck and abundance that you're looking for. The circumstances will go in your favor, because you have the wheel of fortune as what's going to happen if you do. Circumstances will go in your favor, and you'll be able to face your fears. You'll be able to slow down the time, or slow down this energy of feeling like you need to be headstrong. I need to go, 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 go. Like, you'll heal that energy of feeling like you need to go, 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 go. That's really it. You know, like short trips and stuff, or just moving or being active. Like, I feel like you're very active, and at this energy, if you just kind of like calm it down, relax, and not keep looking forward about what's next, what's going to happen, what's going to do, what are we going to do, what are we going to do, what's going to happen, what am I going to do next, what am I going to do next? Like, if you don't worry about that energy and not place yourself at such a high pedestal where you feel as if nobody is equal to you, or nobody is able to match you, or because of what happened in the past. This is kind of like keeping yourself emotionally unavailable to other people and to new circumstances because of what happened to you in the past. So maybe people did you wrong, or they worked you, or they put boundaries, or they put blockages in your way, and they hindered you on purpose, or what felt like on purpose, and you haven't quite forgiven them. They want you to do that, because this is what's keeping you stagnant, but it's going to allow you to move forward, and it's going to allow your perception of what has value, what has potential. You're going to be able to see that, and you're not going to have to persist as hard. Things are just going to easily fall into place for you. And this is what they want you to know. Like, things are, because when the Wheel of Fortune here, it's just things are just working in alignment with you. You're in total alignment. And all you had to do was walk away from what hurt you before, or walk away from those feelings of resentment, because heart chakra is here. It's about feelings of resentment. And this is about, and sacral, I mean, not sacral, solar plexus is about processing change. Heart and solar plexus are about processing change. You know, the processing change through the solar plexus is about being authentic. So no longer dimming your light to fit in, or no longer being who other people expect you to do. This is about you having your own expectations and fulfilling them for yourself. With the heart chakra, this is about compassion, but it's also about self-fulfillment from an emotional sense. So that's what you're going to be coming into, and an energy of learning how to kind of like appreciate the moment, and not really looking forward for what's next, or what's happening next, or what's going to happen, you know, what we're going to take on next, or what big obstacle do I need to handle, or, you know, I need to gear up for this next big project, or I need to gear up for this next big, you know, adventure. You don't have to do that. Instead, they're saying that to take a trip down, maybe, I was about to say take a trip down memory lane. So maybe you need to take a trip down memory lane and look at some things, because your shadow side is being shown or being illuminated right about now. And this is going to bring you some level of abundance, or some level of I'm not gonna say security, but it could be. It could be money. But I'm thinking like things are gonna work out in your favor. Like it's gonna go more smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. All right. And it could be new partners that come in, or it could just be a brand new cycle with someone who you're already intimate with, and it could get better. And that's why they want you to forgive. So it could be about needing to forgive someone and moving on past what happened, releasing that, and just kind of like maybe becoming more social, talking, communicating, communicating maybe a fear, because it's that shadow element here. So you may need to communicate a fear. This could be somebody from around your neighborhood, because I think of third house, or this could be someone who feels like a family member who's outside of your family, or it could be like a close knit relative, something like that. Like it may be like that. Or it could be somebody that you know from your childhood. All right, so something like that. So maybe you dealt with somebody from your childhood or something like that that's been holding on to for a while. But if you release this feeling, it's gonna allow you to look at your fears and to face your fears and to overcome them. And things will actually play out better in your favor. You'll get some level of abundance that won't make you feel like you need to be as persistent or as so gun-ho. All right. Here's your advice though. Invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. So let's go over the signs one more time. We got Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Cancer. Okay. So, pile number 3, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house. Boom. Pile number 4. So, pile 4. What changes are you avoiding, and what would come if you did change? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, so you could be a Scorpio, you could be a Libra, a Taurus, you could be a Sagittarius. Okay. But I get a celebration is on the way, so you should know that. Some type of celebration is on the way, and you will be at peace. Okay, so you may be having yourself, because the first cards I'm looking at is Empress, and Temperance, and Two of Wands. And Two of Wands for me, and it's in reverse. These cards are in reverse, so I'm looking at them as impatience. And I think of the Empress in reverse as always a person who places themselves on a pedestal, or who needs to come down from off their pedestal. So that may be that. You may be doing that, or you may be kind of like releasing that. Like, because sometimes the Empress in reverse can be about like a person who makes people feel like there isn't enough, or like they're not doing enough, or like they're not abundant enough. I think you'll be releasing that, becoming more patient, because with the Temperance in reverse too, that's sometimes about being modest. But I feel like you're going to be scrapping, because sometimes I just thought about something. Okay. So you're going to probably be coming into your own balance within yourself, all right? Because you may be healing something. There may be some type of vulnerability or insecurity that you're working through, because that's what work through your fears can represent. And recharge means that you're being forced to do it. And chop wood means that you're being forced to take practical steps, little pieces, like doing the daily regimen, a daily routine. So you're needing to change that. Maybe there's something that you're regularly doing. You're needing to stop it. All right, and slow and steady wins the race is usually about racing to beat other people. It's in reverse too. So you may have this need to be more superior than other people, or to prove your superiority over other people. Because remember how I said the Empress was the Empress I think of as coming off their throne or coming off their high horse. That's what you're going to be doing. I feel like you're going to be doing that. And with Temperance in reverse, sometimes that can be like overindulging, like enjoying themselves, not being frugal or not being modest, just being a bit overtly overdoing things. And so you may get into that energy of being more free flowy, not having huge expectations, and getting off like becoming more lighthearted, more free spirited. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You're gonna become more free spirited, lighthearted, not as controlling. You know what I mean? Not as like it feels like you want to win, like not feeling like you have to win or best or be better than anybody else. Like it's like it's not a competition. That's what this is about. This is not a competition. Like you may be feeling like other people are against you, or there may be an energy of wondering like why do things always happen to me. And so because like with chop wood, I think of you as doing like the day in day out humdrum that you may not necessarily enjoy, but you feel like it's putting you ahead of other people, or that it's putting you on a higher level, a higher echelon than other people. So it's kind of like they want you to get over that energy because they feel like they don't feel like, I feel like it's an insecurity here, but that's what it's coming out as, like a deep-seated, some type of pain, because work through your fears is like a fear of vulnerability, fear of trusting other people, of maybe being betrayed and still having that, or a fear of trying something new, because with chop wood, this is about doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, because it's the right thing to do. So you might be doing in that type of energy. It's saying whenever you feel lonely, just close your eyes and say, divine source is with me. So spirit is carrying you with right now. It says, what problems are you escaping from instead of facing? And are you needing to let go of unexpected feelings and people who cause you pain? And that's what working through your fears is, and recharge. So yeah, you're dealing with some deep-seated pain, some deep-seated hurt. All right, and you got heart chakra here too, so that's being healed. All right, and we got Sharon here too, so you're being healed. Your heart is being healed. There's transmuting energy that's happening right now for you, and this is going to allow you to become more patient. All right, and not be so, because Two of Wands can be strategic. So it's going to allow you to not be so strategic, not always having a plan or an ulterior motive. That's what it is. You won't always have an ulterior motive. You won't always have a backup plan. You won't always have some type of competitive nature to you. Instead, you'll be more at peace and know that everything will work well with you. Because that's what the Temperance is. Temperance is like a free spirited. In reverse, for me, he's more free spirited. He's the lower evolved level of a Sagittarius, which is just doing what they want for the experience and not really having a principal basis for it. They don't have a scheduled routine. So you might be someone who stays very scheduled, very structured, very precise, because Two of Wands can be about precision, and in reverse it means that you'll let go of that, because what they're saying is know that everything will work out as it needs to. Hold a space of gratitude and watch as the miracles unfold. So they really want you to stop being so controlling about how things have to be, even though you're following a direct path where you can see like things are meant to be this way. So let's say, for instance, what does a regular responsibility do? So let's say I wake up every morning and I make my bed, which I do, right? I wake up every morning, I make my bed. Okay, but that doesn't have to happen. I'm giving an example. Like this doesn't have to happen. You are in an energy of feeling like things have to happen this way. This is how they're supposed to go. This is what the tail of the path of what it's meant to be. Like it's like keeping the same, like what you feel is a duty or a responsibility, you continually do it. They want you to stop doing that. Stop doing that and stop doing it as a way of trying to best or beat others. You know what I mean? Like you putting in all this effort and all this work and tending to all these details and being super specific is just a way of you trying to show that you're more valuable than others. Remember, I was saying the Empress in reverse for me is about coming off your high horse, coming down to meet with other people, coming down with people who you see or deem as lower than your level, or not as abundant as you, or not as a creative as you, or even as attractive as you, coming down and meeting them in a common space, being mutual with them. You know what I mean? Not being so strategic or analytical about them. You know what I mean? Being more free-spirited and lighthearted. You know what I mean? Being a little bit irresponsible, because it feels like you're always super responsible, always doing what you consider the right thing. And that's what, that's what has you afraid and like dipping away. I'm having a lot of air, so it's like it's hindering you. It's hindering you from really communicating and really allowing other people to get closer to you, or allowing situations to work out in your favor in the way that you would like them to. Because these are cards of luck as well. Temperance is a card of luck because of Sagittarius. So it's a sign of luck here. You know what I mean? But it's a luck by allowing things to just happen. Because we got heart chakra here. And heart chakra is about allowing, acceptance, you know what I mean? Change, dealing with it. So that's what you're being tasked with right now, is allowing change to come in and deal with it. Working through your fears of how you think things will always be or how they should be. Because Scorpio rules that fear of allowing people to get closer to them. And it comes from emotional traumas, usually from childhood, which most of us all have encountered. But you may be dealing with either addictions, or you may be dealing with some type of emotional hurt that you're still holding on to. And they want you to work through that. They want you to take some time out, because recharge means that there's going to be a forced time out. So you might currently be in a situation where you're being forced to relax and to re-examine things, and go over things again, because that's what a lot of people are going through. And they want you to relax, just chill. Celebration is on their way once you start working through these fears of allowing people to get closer to you, of allowing people to see you when you're angry, sad, mad, glad. When you're going through emotional changes, you have a fear of allowing other people to see that. And they want you to chill and relax and to get rid of the things that are no longer serving you at this moment. So this could be old feelings. This could be that competitive nature where you need to rush things. You want things to happen right now so that you can prove that you're this empress. You know what I mean? When you don't need that. There's an insecurity that you're needing to heal. All right. You may be feeling like people are always against you, and there's that energy of wondering, like, why are things always happening to me? So if things aren't going how you expect them to go, then there's that energy of you being afraid of striking out and trying it again. You're like, you don't want to fail. That's what the big fail is. The big fear is. It's not wanting to fail. So they want you to change that, because you're not alone. You're not doing any of this on your own. You have a lot of spiritual strength. They want you to utilize that, to work on that, to put effort and time into that. Are you needing to let go of unexpected feelings and people who cause you pain? You may still be holding on to people. And even here it says conflict. And I know what conflict is about. Conflict is about having deeper emotions that you haven't expressed and that you feel conflicted about. They cause emotional turmoil on the inside, which ends up showing out here in your reality on the outside because you haven't fully healed it. But you got a lot of cards of healing. So there's healing that needs to be done here emotionally, and step-by-step path that needs to be done, but also the need to get over needing to compete or beat others to prove your value. You don't need to do that. You already have value is what they're saying. You are already that person. They want you to be more free-flowing, less serious, more free-flowing, more outgoing, more not charismatic, but more bold, like taking chances, taking risk. Things that aren't strategized at. Let the universe show you the power that it really has, because you have a lot of spiritual gifts. You're being carried spiritually. They want you to know that you're not alone. You're being carried spiritually. You don't need to rush this. Take your time. Just pay attention to the day ins and day out routines of what needs to be done. Build maybe a little structure, but be okay with it not having to be specific. They don't want you to be super specific. That's really the big thing here. You don't need to be super specific. All right, difficulties will come, but they're working with you. They're helping you. Celebration is on the way. All right, celebration is on the way. You're going to be getting rid of some things that aren't serving you anymore. You got the toilet here. The toilet for me, I'm thinking is like flushing. Getting rid of shit that doesn't matter, that doesn't belong to me, or that I'm no longer carrying. So you're not going to be carrying certain types of emotional trauma, emotional hurt, guilt, shame, resentment. That could be the Empress in reverse. You can be releasing that. But I feel like you're more likely going to be coming down in this area where you're no longer going to be looking at people from this, maybe like looking at people like peasants. I don't feel like you're going to look at people like peasants anymore. I feel like you're going to look at them with more like eyes of wonderment, you know what I mean, of what could be, who are they, like more curious or more pleasant, more motherly, nurturing, coming down to like help people, as opposed to putting in all this work so that you can best people or annihilate people. Instead, you're going to be becoming more vulnerable, really getting to the core matter or the core issue of why you feel like you were hurt or betrayed or let down from past experiences. Because like a need of you feeling like you need to prove yourself, and you don't. They're saying you don't need to prove yourself. You just need to go with the flow of life. Be more relaxed. Be more in tune with the universe, or more in tune with who you are, as opposed to who you think you need to be. All right? Here's your advice. Conflict. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love, not what you think you should do. And that's why I said that's that going with the flow, not being strategic, not planning, just seeing what life has to offer, because they're saying celebration is on the way and you're being carried by them. You're being carried by spirit. So you don't need a plan. You don't need a big plan. You can have a plan, but you don't need the plan. They're saying go with the flow of life because we're trying to show you something. We're trying to put you somewhere where you need to be so that this big celebration that you deserve can come your way. But you have to work through your fears to get it. And that's what they want you to change in order to be able to get that. All right? Because there's going to be a level of abundance, but it's going to be a level of more freeness. A level of freeness and a level of independence or self-love that you're going to be having. You know what I mean? This feeling of, whatever life throws at me, I can handle it. I'm carried. I'm safe. I'm good. So you're gonna get outside that comfort zone for sure. You're gonna get outside of what you expect things to be and let go of strong expectations and just let life work itself out for you. And if you do that, that's what's going to happen. Life is going to work itself out for you. You'll be the Empress and the Temperance. So this is a person who's very mentally astute or very spiritually astute, very spiritually gifted and blessed. So they're very abundant, they're very spiritually gifted, and they're a person who has everything working in alignment for them. This is their environment, this is their emotions, this is their psychological factors, this is everything, even their spiritual gifts. Everything will be working in alignment for you once you make these changes that they're asking. All right, so this is about expressing your feelings, expressing yourself, and getting out of that regular humdrum of how things always will be or have to be. Stop being so structured in a sense. They don't want you to be so maybe nitpicky, but I don't feel like nitpicky. I feel like you really think things need to be a certain way, and you fight to control them to be that way. And they want you to release that because it's no longer keeping you safe, and it's hiding you from facing these fears that allow you to become free to get what it is that they're trying to give you, because they need you to be free flowing so that they can bring these things into your life. So you need to be more relaxed, more chilled, more easy going, so that way it can bring you what it is that you want. You may think that things have to be a certain way at a certain time right now, and it feels like I'm saying it all over again, but that's probably the message that you really need to get. All right, so let's go over the signs one more time. We got Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, and Sagittarius. So Pile 4, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. This your boy Noonie, and it's Leo in the third house.